Good afternoon, meteorologist Steve Davison here, liveweatherblogs.com. Tropical Storm Lee about to make some landfall on the central coast of Louisiana. This is a tropical storm warning is in effect from the Florida, Alabama border all the way over to Texas, Louisiana border. And you see where this track's going to go. It's going to take it as a remnant low up towards the Roanoke Valley. What will that do for our weather? That'll increase our rainfall and potentially increase the chance for isolated tornadoes coming up. So when we take it beyond Thursday, we're looking at the probability of it being near the Philadelphia area, which will also give them problems. So Lee will give us some problems. Coming up here, not much of a discrepancy where it's going to go now. The trough's going to cut in and it's going to take it. Alright, let's take a look at the other issue we have here, which is Katia. Here's Hurricane Katia, and you can see its movement. Now, it does go between the United States and North Carolina. The issue is, does the trough dig it and push it out, or will this continue on northwest heading, which will give us a odd landfall? We'll take a look at the computer models. Most say it will turn out to sea, but we need to really pay attention to this because this could truly be an issue, even if it does go further west before turning out to sea, even for the Cape. So, things we have to keep an eye on here. Watches and warnings currently, and Bermuda should also be taken aware of Katia's movement. This is good because we have two storms on the actual thing here. You can see two things. Here's Lee, about to make the landfall. You see the heavy rainfall will be coming inland. Lots of moisture coming from the Gulf. That's what's going to make it so difficult up here in the Roanoke Valley and things like that. And here's Katia. Very nice, well-defined hurricane. No real big eye yet, but that could change as it comes to the west. Let's take a look at some water vaporimetry. A couple features here. You have the upper level low sitting here near Bermuda. You have Katia starting to close off here. It's more like a nor'easter, don't it? And this is going to make its turn to the northeast when this trough that you can see coming in cuts into it. Then you got Katia here, which this upper level low is suppressing the south. This is why there's more of the southerly movement here with the storm. When does it make the turn? How does this all play? This is what's going to be interesting to find out here coming up. And we will continue to keep you updated at liveweatherblogs.com. Here's a look at Lee before it's making landfall. It's center circulations offshore, but you got tornado warnings here. A total number of 7 tornado warnings going on here. And you can see in these spiral bands outside of the initial bands, you got tornado warnings going on here. So lots of tornado warnings with this. This is what's going to possibly be an issue in the next couple of days, even when it becomes just a remnant low. It's the possibility of tornadoes. See, it makes landfall, then returns to the northeast, will be north of the area of Atlanta, and then near the Roanoke area on Thursday, 8 a.m. So there's what you have to watch out for. Right now we have 60-mile-an-hour winds as this thing is making landfall. Computer model data with this is getting very closely knit together. You can see this thing, for the most part, sticks west of Roanoke. We got one that comes right over Roanoke and it cuts through central Virginia, Lynchburg, and then comes out near Philadelphia. That's GFS, but all you got to see here is that we're going to have this low coming up here, and that will cause havoc along the East Coast, flooding being a concern, and isolated tornadoes being a concern. Computer models with Katia mainly now show a turn away from the East Coast. We can hope this is due to Lee being come up the East Coast will actually kick this out and get over the way the threat that Katia could have. Let's take a look at severe weather threat, because that's something we got to really take a look at, and the flooding threat. There are two things we're going to take a look at right now. Severe weather threat today, we want to cross the Great Lakes, Lee's situation, which the tornado watches in effect, and even an area here in the Roanoke Valley that we could have some issues with severe tornado threat. The highest along the Gulf Coast. Secondary highest would be over here in Great Lakes. Wind across the Appalachians and mainly in the Ohio Valley, and hail, same kind of an issue. Let's take a look at Sunday, September 4th, my birthday. Threat exists not only on the Gulf Coast, but threat exists here, West Virginia, Harrisburg, all through Vermont and New Hampshire. And Monday, some progression of this as it goes up the coast, because as this thing moves, it'll pull the potential for tornadoes on the east side of the Blue Ridge, especially as this thing moves by. I don't know if it's detailed yet in the 4 to 7. I doubt it is. But what you have to know is by Wednesday, Thursday, up here in the Carolinas, Virginia, that area. See, it's potential too low at this point because they can't really pinpoint it. This whole area would be the area I would keep an eye on for possibly isolated tornadoes with the remnants of Lee. Now taking a look at the flooding potential, which is even a bigger potential. Look at QPF. Look at its main bullseye is going to be where the storm's going to make landfall. Then look, southwestern North Carolina, 7.7 inches. Virginia, 5.1. 4.6. Major issues right along the Appalachians. This is also going to be an issue to the flooding that occurred with Irene up in the Northeast. So, very big issue coming up here. But the apps, this is definitely an apps runner. And we will see a lot of heavy rain along the Appalachians. That will include Roanoke. They're talking about 4 inches of rain, at least, in the Roanoke area. So, that's pretty, 4 to 7. That's a pretty decent amount of water to have to take. And it's dry around here, which is a good thing. We just don't need this all at once. So this is over the next 5 days. So QPF showing lots of water coming our way. Roanoke forecast will show that 92 this afternoon, 89 chance thunderstorms, and thunderstorms coming likely. Labor Day, 80, 65 on Tuesday, 63 on Wednesday. This is going to be all due to the lake. So heavy rainfall coming. Lots of rain here in the Roanoke Valley. So be prepared for a wet week. But when we get towards the next weekend, we'll start getting a little bit less chances of rain and more chances of nice weather by next Saturday. So stay with liveweatherblogs.com for all your latest weather information, and we'll keep you updated about the latest on Lee, Katia, and severe weather probabilities. Stay with liveweatherblogs.com. For liveweatherblogs.com, this is meteorologist Team Davis, and have a great afternoon, and I'll talk to you later.